Hi, this is Sweet June. I'm back again. I'm doing a part three on ladies. Please don't be thirsty. Uh, just got some more things I kind of want to talk about, want to cover with this topic. Like I was talking about with the guys, the women hooking up with the guys in prison. The thing is with that is, what is the point? I don't understand what the point is. What is the point with being with someone that's in prison and you're never going to get the opportunity to actually be with the guy? I don't understand what the point is. You're never going to get the opportunity to be with this guy. You're never going to get an opportunity to be with him. So what's the point? I just like I say, I don't see what the attraction is, other than the guy just doing a bunch of talking and sweet talking, and that's yeah, that's not gonna serve me any purpose. I mean, you know, um, but I don't know. It's just, I guess some women are just really so thirsty and desperate for companionship that they're willing to settle for something like that. And I think I said it goes back to a woman knowing her worth. You have to know your worth, and you have to know that you deserve to have somebody that's going to actually be with you. That's somebody that's going to physically be there for you. That you deserve to be with somebody that's not in prison. That's someone that can actually physically be there for you, and help provide for you, and love you, and just be there for you, provide that companionship. You got to know that you deserve that. And if you don't know that you deserve that, then that's the kind of thing that you're going to settle for. Another thing that I wanted to cover, these online dating. They have a show. It's called Catfished, and they actually have a show, about people. They call it catfishing. That people meet these people online, and guys fall for it too. They meet these people online, and these people misrepresent themselves online, and they say that, and they in some cases they even put phony pictures on. They even put fake pictures on and say that, this is me and this is how I look, and they use someone else's picture. Sometimes they don't even use their own picture. They use somebody else's picture, and they misrepresent themselves. So this person is thinking that they're dealing with one image, and then they meet them and come to find out that's not what they like. There's like, you don't look nothing like your picture. And a lot of people got caught up like that, and not just women, but men as well. But right now, I'm talking about women. And a lot of women, a lot of guys, they put fake pictures online and everything like that. And the woman, and then a lot of times the women fall in love with the guys. Now this is what I don't understand. I used to do online dating, and I never fell in love with a guy talking to him online. Like, when I got my first computer when my son was born. My youngest son was born in 2000, and I got my first computer shortly after he was born. And I was just so tickled. I was so tickled to get that computer, and it was my first computer. And it was a desktop, and back then they had the desktop, and they had the big desktops, and then it had the modem and all that kind of stuff, and it had the speakers, and I had the printer, and I had the whole hookup, and back then, I don't even know if YouTube was even out back then, but back then, Black Voices was popular. I used to get on the Black Voices message boards. Back then, the message boards and stuff were really popular. Chat rooms and things like that. Going in chat rooms and emails, and going on message boards, that was really popular back then. And so I met a lot of guys on. I think I met a lot of guys on. I know I had a MySpace account. Y'all remember MySpace? How many of you guys had a MySpace account? Let me know. I had a MySpace account, and I had a Black Planet account. I don't even know if they have MySpace anymore. But I think I still actually have my Black Planet account. I've checked it not too long ago. And it's still on there. My Black Planet profile is still on there. But I rarely ever get on there. But my profile is still on there. And I used to meet guys on there. And I used to meet guys on Black Voices. I put my profile on Black Voices. So I used to meet guys off of there. And they used to have this yeah, it was Black Voices until they got rid of it and AOL took it over. And then it was Black Planet and it was MySpace. So I had a MySpace account and I had a Black Planet account and Black Voices. So I put my profile on BET.com, and I used to go on there, and I used to love going on the message boards and talking, going on the different message boards, and then they would have different topics, and of course back then they were bashing black women too. And I would go in and I would type, my opinions and everything like that. And message boards and all that stuff was, and chat rooms and all that stuff was really popular back then. And so I think I posted my I don't know if I actually remember going on some actual dating sites. I know I had my picture posted on those sites, Black Planet, Black Voices, and MySpace, and BET. I had one on BET, and so I would get hits off of either one of those sites, and that's how I was meeting the guys that I was meeting, and and they would see your pictures, and then I used to do chat rooms too. I used to go into chat rooms and things like that, and and so I met some guys. I met a lot of guys on Black Voices, and I just I couldn't imagine falling in love with a guy on the internet. I just couldn't imagine. Like, I would talk to some of these guys online first, and I couldn't imagine falling in love with them online. But some people do. Some women fall in love with the guys online, that they meet them online and they fall in love with them online. I don't understand that. I don't understand the psychology behind that, because I gotta have I have to have the whole picture before I even think about developing feelings for you. I have to have the whole picture. I can't just have some words on a computer screen, or even if I'm talking to you on the phone. This one guy I dated, we talked on the phone literally for 6 months. We talked on the phone for 6 months before I agreed to meet him face to face. And so, even with him, I didn't fall in love with him over the phone. And I just, I have to have a bigger picture. I have to see you in person. I have to see how our chemistry, because that guy that I talked to for 6 months, once I met him, the chemistry wasn't there. See, we talked pretty good on the phone, but then once we met, the chemistry wasn't there. So, you have to have a bigger picture. You have to have a bigger. You have to know every aspect of the person before you can determine, whether there's some feelings there. In my mind, to me, that's what makes sense. I mean, I don't understand the psychology behind people falling in love with someone over the internet that they've never met face to face. But people do. They fall in love with people over the internet, and then they send a fake picture. The guy send a fake picture. The woman falls in love with the picture and all that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, she meet him, and the guy is not what he's cracked up to be. He didn't send the wrong picture and everything, and got her thinking that, he's somebody else. Not to mention Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil does a lot of these shows. When he, I love Dr. I'm a big Dr. Phil fan, and Dr. Phil has done a lot of shows where these older ladies have fell for these guys overseas in Jamaica or wherever, and they put a fake picture on there or whatever, and these women wind up sending these men a whole bunch of money. I mean, they wind up sending the men a whole bunch of money. This one lady sent thousands of dollars. She was retired, and she sent this guy thousands and thousands of dollars. And she was like, and she was steady on there talking about, oh yeah, well, we're supposed to get married. I got my dress all picked out. And I'm not trying to laugh at these ladies. I know it's not funny, but it's just crazy. You know, they're like, oh, I got my dress all picked out and we're going to get married. And Dr. Phil be like, well, you know, he be having his people work on the case and he be having his people investigate the situation. And he be steady trying to tell the ladies, well, we investigated and we checked the guy out and this didn't check out and that didn't check out. And then in some cases, this one lady, he called the guy right there on the air, on the show. And I guess at the end of the show, she finally got the message that this guy wasn't who he misrepresented himself and he wasn't what he said he was. And so I just think that, you know, ladies, they get so lonely that they just fall for the okie doke. And in some of these cases, these women have gave these men thousands of dollars. Well, he said this and he said that. You can't go by with nothing what the men be saying. And this one man sent the fake picture. And she thought that, and then they found the guy's picture that he used, and he brought him on the show and everything. It's sad. Really, when you think about it, it's so sad. I really felt bad. Like this one lady, she was crying at the end of the show. I really felt so. I almost wanted to cry myself. You know, I felt so bad for her. And I'm like, you know, these women are so lonely. And, you know, and these men, they know that these women are lonely and they take advantage of them. You know? Now, I can't see myself sending no man. I mean, first of all, I ain't got no money. They ain't going to get no money out of me because I ain't got no money to send them anyway. But even if I did have the money, I could not imagine sending some strange random guy money across the overseas or wherever. I don't care if he's across the street. I cannot imagine sending no random man money. You know, I just, you know, first of all, if you any kind of man, why you asking a woman for money? I'm old school. I'm like, if you any kind of a man, why is you asking a woman for money? You know, and unless the only way, if you guys are married, that's a different situation. I'm not talking about that. But you know, you meeting somebody online, y'all haven't met face to face, and you asking this woman for money, something that should have been a red flag right there. That should have told them something right there. That wouldn't, you know, they should have knew that was a problem right there. When that was a red flag right there. That man asking for money, and y'all ain't met face to face. Y'all ain't spent no time together face to face, and he asking for all this money. That, well, I need money so I can do this and I can do that. And in some cases, these women's children, grown children, were trying to intervene and trying to tell the women that this one lady this gave away almost her whole retirement fund savings. It was so sad. It's sad, you know. It's sad how women. It's like when you meet somebody online, you got to really research these guys. You got to really research, and I think that's what that show Catfish is about. They look into these guys, they investigate these guys, and they find out these guys are not what they cracked, they're not what they're cracked up to be. And so, ladies, you got to be careful. I know that it's hard being alone, but it's better to be alone than to be with somebody that's going to con you, that's going to abuse you, that's going to mistreat you, that's going to take all your money and all this stuff. And then these ladies hooking up with these guys on Craigslist, these women are getting killed. Hooking up with these guys on Craigslist. So at the end of the day, ladies, it's not worth it. You know, you got to know your worth. And pray about a situation. You meet with somebody, pray and ask Jehovah God to help you to discern this guy being the right person. You know, ask him to give you discernment and he will give you discernment. But it's just really sad, you know. Anybody that's looking at this video and you know somebody that's in a situation like that, tell her to listen to my video. And you got to get to know these guys, ladies. You got to get to know them for your safety, for your children's safety, for your own peace of mind. You know, you got to take your time. Don't fall for the okie doke. Okay? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is Sweet June 2010. God bless.